Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We've got some Mary Kay on deck from our favorite Mary Kay top leader, the news lady. And we're gonna get right the fuck into it, but first, we need the disclaimer.
I feel like blessing my ride today. I know how much she like rolling, the smoke from the ties away.
If you're not familiar with Mary Kay,
What, have you been living under a rock?
I'm kidding. Let me give you a quick briefing, a quick rundown, if you will. Mary Kay is another MLM, multi-level marketing company, also known as a network marketing company, direct sales company, social selling company. Some will even call it a party plan company, or my favorite, a pyramid scheme.
It's a classic scam.
And the reason for that is because of their recruitment-based business model, where participants within Mary Kay get bonus checks or higher percentages or incentives when they have a team under them and recruit people to join their team on said MLM, in this case, Mary Kay. Mary Kay does have a product that they utilize in order to rope people in. It's kind of like their bait, I guess we can call it, allegedly, and in my opinion. That bait is skincare and makeup. So I think that's enough of an overview of what Mary Kay is. We're going to get right into this training.
Hey, welcome everyone to our favorite night of the week. It's Brittany Mitchell, your Mary Kay sales director. It's April the 15th. It's tax day. And I hope that all of you have either filed your taxes or filed an extension, because today's the deadline. And aren't we grateful for all the deductions that we're eligible for as Mary Kay consultants? Yay! So if you are someone who is brand new to us, and I know we have some new consultants who will be joining us tonight, there is always great tax information in two places. You can always find the playback on our unit website, because every year we do a tax workshop. And then you can also find that information on In Touch in the Resources tab under taxes and legal information.
I've never actually seen an MLM leader promote this type of information or give resources for tax information. So props to her for that. But
there's always a but.
We can't forget the fact that many MLM participants believe that almost anything that they do, buy, pay for is somehow deductible because you own your business. That is not the case. You cannot just go on a shopping spree and be like David from Schitt's Creek and think that the tax people are just going to write it off.
Who writes it off?
I don't know. The write-off people.
You need to be careful, because if you do end up getting audited, guess what? You now have a flag, and the IRS is going to be very aware of what you're doing. So putting on whatever you want for deductions from there on out is going to be impossible. If you're somebody who joins an MLM or becomes a 1099 contractor in any way, just remember that not everything is tax deductible.
So make sure you follow that, you guys, because I can't tell you how many consultants don't know about all the deductions you're eligible for as a home-based business owner. And remember, that's even if you do just a little bit with your business. Just because you have a Mary Kay business.
That's actually false. So if you file taxes for 2 years and take a loss and make no income after all of your deductions and whatnot, you're actually classified as not a business. You're a hobbyist.
Interesting hobby.
And in most cases, according to the statistic, most people don't make enough for this to qualify as owning a business, even if it was your own business.
You are unlocking all of those discounts as a home-based business owner. And starting with your starter kit is tax deductible. So remember that. And remember, when you renew your Mary Kay personal website every year, that's tax deductible. And breaking news, hot off the presses, the deadline to enroll your customers for the summer lookbook is this Thursday, April 17th, and that expense is also tax deductible. How is that, you ask? Well, let me pull it out and show you. I have cleverly put sticky notes over the new product on the cover of the lookbook because, as I said last week, Margaret Douglas is like me, and she would go watch the playback and pause it and dial it forward until she saw, even if I just did it for a hot second, Margaret would find it, because I would do the same thing. So even the cost of enrolling your customers in PCP, the Preferred Customer Program, is tax deductible because it is considered advertising. That's right, advertising to send your customers a lookbook. So I can't tell you yet what the sample inside will be, because that would be giving away one of the new products, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. I can show you the back. The back says, "Celebrate the skin you're in." And there is so much good stuff in this lookbook. It is a
So I admittedly don't know a whole lot about Mary Kay. It's not one of the MLMs that I was in, but it appears that because she's a top leader, she gets first access to all of these things, which is, in my opinion, a great display of them not owning their own business. Because if each individual person that was partaking in Mary Kay with the business opportunity were an actual business owner, they would not only have the option to look at that lookbook, they would be in charge of creating the lookbook.
a full 36-page lookbook. So I'm very excited. So the way that you do this is you go onto InTouch on the homepage, use the drop-down menu under Business Tools and go to Preferred Customer Program. I want to tell you a couple of quick tip hacks that you may not know about. Number one, if you're like me and you've enrolled or sent orders to more customers this quarter since last quarter, there's a little drop down that says enroll all new customers since last enrollment. If you're like me, I forget who is a new customer since the last enrollment. So the first stop I always make is in the drop down, enroll all new customers since last enrollment. And I do that and I check out and I pay for it. You guys, it doesn't matter if you do 1 checkout or 10 checkouts to enroll your customers, the cost is the same, okay? Then another hack is you can go to enroll and use the drop-down menu and go to quick enroll. And what that does is very quickly allows you to enroll all the customers you enrolled for the spring lookbook or whatever the last lookbook is for the new lookbook. That's another great tip. So I always do those two first, new since last enrollment, then I do quick enroll. And then the way that I decide who to enroll, because some of you have asked, well, who should I enroll? If you're a brand new consultant, you're just getting started, I would make yourself a list, like you're getting married or throwing a baby shower, a bridal shower, a birthday party. Enroll every family and friend that you have an address for. It is so worth it. It's tax deductible, and you're going to get our book and our products in their hot little hands with a free sample inside.
Don't do that, maybe?
That is such a waste of resources. If you're spending your money to purchase these lookbooks and then send them out, regardless of if they are interested in purchasing Mary Kay, that's a waste of your money. That's careless marketing, in my opinion. It's lazy because you're not doing the actual market research that you need to know who is a warm lead that would benefit from a lookbook with a sample, because it's going to cost me out of my pocket. I'm not going to send it to somebody just because maybe their child came to my child's birthday party, so I have their phone number and address. I'm not sending it to that person. I don't know if they're interested in Mary Kay, and that would be, again, a waste of my money. Even though she is one of my favorite people to react to because she does train on products and do a lot of trainings that are pertinent to sales and not recruiting, this is frustrating to me because it shows how clueless even these top leaders can be when it comes to marketing and spending your business money, quote unquote, wisely.
So we're going to talk about seminar tonight from the mailbag this week. Actually, someone sent me an email that I didn't get, but then she sent it to me through Facebook Messenger. So thank you, Tammy. If you ever send me an email, by the way, and I don't respond in 24 hours, I'm either dead or I did not get it.
Jesus.
Okay, because I'm usually really good about that. So happily it wasn't that I was dead. So we're going to talk about seminar, and this is the thing we're going to talk about. 3 things. Number 1, what you need to know as far as cost, how to budget for it. Number 2, how to get your business to pay for it, okay? And number 3, why you want to go in the first place. So those of you who have been, I want you to be thinking about a 10 or 15 second why someone should go elevator speech, and I'm going to have you share that in a little bit. Okay, so the 12th of May is when you register, and the way you will do that is one of 2 options. It should be right on the InTouch homepage, but if not, you can go under the Events tab and drop down to Seminar, and the registration link will be there, but I would lay money they'll put it right on the homepage. So Seminar is our annual celebration. I always say it's like the Academy Awards and the Super Bowl and a university all wrapped up into one and tied with a pretty pink bow.
That's kind of a stretch.
We learn, we celebrate, we grow, we are in community with one another, and there's just nothing like it. I have not missed a seminar in 23 years, and I think some of you know, but if you're new, you may not if you're watching this. that my director told me. I joined in May 3rd is my Mary Kay anniversary, and she said, you have to come to seminar. I had not even been in the company 8 weeks. I had not done a lot of great things. I had no idea what it even was, but I did have a team member. And so I called her up and said, hey, we have to go to this seminar thing, and I'm not sure why, but I'm trusting my director. You guys, I went back the next year as a sales director, and I went back the year after that as the #1 new director in the company. Events are where you get the big picture vision for what you can do in your business. Trust me, trust me, trust me. It is so much fun because you know why? You'll sit there and watch all these women of different ages and races and backgrounds cross the stage, and it will paint a picture of if they can do it, I know I can.
And that's essentially all it does. When you go to these conventions, I haven't been to a Mary Kay one, but I have been to a few Scentsy ones, and they're all pretty much run but with the same structure. And that structure is hype. Hype you up, hype the company up, hype the opportunity up, and keep all of that hype going because it keeps you, the participant within the MLM that is holding the convention, in this case, Mary Kay, it keeps you thinking exactly what she just said. If they can do it, then I can do it. And the cold, hard truth is that most people that join an MLM like Mary Kay lose money and don't walk across the stage.
And the company is so good about breaking out the education based on exactly where you are on the career path. Some of the things that we learn together, and some of the things are going to be broken out into classes for each stage of the business. Okay, so let's go through and talk about the dates, and then I have a little video that the fabulous Lauren Pierce put together to show you how to make your business pay for seminar. It was all her idea. Okay, so it's $250 to register to go. That is 100% tax deductible. It's considered a training expense, okay? And so that is what you would pay on May the 12th to register to go. So really we have 3 opportunities to pay for things.
We have 3 opportunities to spend your money, 3 opportunities to purchase these hype events. It's always so interesting to hear the wording they use when they're talking about buying supplies for their business or buying tickets to conventions or trainings. They don't utilize the word buying or spending money or money. They just use words like you have the opportunity to spend money for this training, which is really just a hype event to keep you here in this pyramid, in my opinion.
We have the registration, which we pay for in May. Then we have the lodging and the food, which we don't pay for until we're there. And so here are the dates. It's July 24th to 27th. It's always in Dallas, but this year, for the first time in the company history, it's in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the reason why is the Dallas Convention Center is undergoing a multi-$100 million renovation. I think it's like $482 million, something crazy like that. And it's going to take years. And so they're going to move seminar around for a couple of summers. Now, the only bummer about that is you're not going to get to tour Mary Kay headquarters or see the manufacturing plant.
Imagine saying you own your own makeup business and somebody asks you what the factory is like that you make your makeup in and you've never visited. It's not giving business owner. It's not giving boss babe.
But we'll be back there, but I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. So the fact that a lot of us are on the eastern half of the country means maybe it's a little closer for some of you. I've heard some of you say, I know for Marty and for Pam, it's driving distance. For, a lot of us, it's me too. It's in driving distance. So, you don't pay for the hotel and the food until we are there. And we're going to give you a more specific look at that. But I want to talk about why you want to go, because if you don't get why you should be there, then I can tell you the numbers all day long and you won't care. Number 1, growth. If you are not earning what you want in your business, if you really want to grow your customer base, if you want to grow your skills, if you want to grow your confidence, and if you want to grow a business that will sustain and sustain and sustain for years and years and years, a business that lasts, then you want to go to seminar. Because believe me when I say the company does not take for granted that we all come a long way for this education. And so they sit for months and plan what is the most important thing we can teach the consultants who are here. It is not stuff you'll see on InTouch. It's not. So some of it will be taught by company executives. Some of it will be taught by the top achievers of the year. And some of it will be taught by people who the company has just hand selected from out of the sales force who they know are really gifted at teaching a particular skill. One of my favorite parts of seminar is on the day that we arrive, called the expo. It's like a great big fair in this giant room of the convention center, and literally every department of the company is represented. You want to see our product? It's all there. You want to talk to the people who made it, the scientists? They are there. And they are literally, you can walk right up to them. They've got their white coats on. You can walk right up and talk to them. You want to see the career cars and sit in them and take your picture? You can do that. You want to see all the prizes you can earn? You can do that.
It's like a fever dream. And I know I was there. I realize now how ridiculous I look. I get it. I make fun of myself just as much as I dog on everybody else and talk shit about them. I promise you that. However, looking back at it now, in the place in my life that I am now, having gone through the MLMs and seeing what happens, I'm just thinking like what these rooms actually look like to the CEOs of the company who actually own the business. I'm picturing a Despicable Me situation where Gru is up in his office, like looking down on this expo. His office has mirrors, so you don't know he's in there watching you, but he could see you because it's a three-way mirror. Is it a two-way mirror? Three-way? Two-way. It's a two-way mirror, right? Anyway, you know what I mean. He's up there in his office looking down on all these people at this expo, and all these people are just his minions. Thinking they own the company, talking to the actual people who he talks to, because the CEO is a he also, like Gru. A super villain. He's just watching all of these minions talk to all of the people he meets with on a regular basis to run his business. But the minions all think they own their own businesses, and it's just absolute chaos. And that's what I picture when she's talking about this expo. It's gotta be similar. If it's anything close to what the expo part of Scentsy was like when I was going, it's almost spot on.
MK Connections people are there. You can buy things that you see online on MK Connections and take them home with you, or they'll ship them for free if you buy them at seminar. Product insurance. I don't know how many of you know this, but your homeowner's policy does not cover your inventory. And so there's a very affordable way to get insurance for your product so that, God forbid, something happens. And I've had friends whose homes have burned in fires, or there's been a hurricane and they've lost their product, and that product insurance covers it. You name it, if you can think of it, it's there. And one of my favorite parts of the expo, how many of you are like me and maybe you can't think up a wrapping idea, but you can copy it if you take a picture of it? That's totally me. They do the most gorgeous Christmas display and give so many ideas for how to sell and merchandise and wrap up our product. You will have so many hours on every day we're there during the lunch breaks and different times to go around and take pictures. We spend a lot of time in the expo, and it is absolutely amazing. So then we'll have classes, as I talked about. We'll have celebrations. One of the big nights is called Awards Afternoon, and we are all in our cocktail dresses or evening gowns. And oh my goodness, you guys, literally, they will bring a throne down from the ceiling of the convention center, and they will name the top 10, and then the queen will sit on the throne and her family will come out and she will give a speech.
I just want to thank the minions
and tell you how you can do what she did to be.
Shut the fuck up. This really happened? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. This is Despicable Me at its finest. You're lowering a throne from the ceiling and the queen sits in it? What? Stop it right now. Stop it right now. I know I have ex-Mary Kay participants that watch my videos. If you are one and you have participated in this and this really happens, can you just let me know in the comments? Like, is she making this up or does it really happen? Do people really think this is real life? A queen sits on her throne and then explains to you how she did it after you bought into an alleged pyramid scheme. Are we okay?
Being number one in the company, it is like nothing you've ever seen. Oh, and by the way, there's also great entertainment. We have had performers from the television show The Voice. We've had performers from America's Got Talent. We've had performers from American Idol and a whole lot of other things. So if you are somebody who loves great entertainment, You're going to feel like you've been to Broadway and the Academy Awards all in one night. It is so amazing.
I reckon you're getting a little carried away.
The distance between reality and her perception of reality, it shouldn't be legal. We have a problem.
So Lauren said to me, Brittany, I know that like me, a lot of consultants want to see the exact breakdown on the costs. And while we don't know the hotel cost to the penny yet, because the company books blocks and blocks of hotel rooms in all different hotels, we'll know that on the day we register. And as a director, I get to register 6 days before consultants. So I will let you know. But Lauren did a little homework and kind of investigated what the room costs in Charlotte look like. So we're going to watch a little 5-minute video that she put together for you. And in that video, she shares with you how to pay for your entire trip with faces. So let's take a look.
So I've literally recorded this 3 times now. I'm going to try to get it short and sweet and to the point. So this is our seminar 2025 planner budget ideas. This is just to help me get an idea of how much to spend so that I don't overspend and that I can have a plan for how many faces I need to see in order to have seminar 2025 paid off before I set foot in Charlotte. So to start, registration is $250. It opens May 12th. Commit to this early, okay? This is going to make you set those goals and get it paid. The price increases after July 1st. So for hotels, I went ahead and booked one for me that may be shared. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be at the Hampton Inn. It's 1 king bed. It's like a 3-minute walk to the conference center. And then I got it for about $261 per night. And that includes parking. All of the hotels, from what it appears, do require you to pay for parking just because it's inner city. So factor that into your hotel costs. The other hotels nearby, I know, are Embassy Suites, Hilton, I think it's Hilton Garden, and then Home to Suites. And it sounds like they're going to be roughly $230 to $250 per night with the MK block. Don't quote me on that, though. That's just what the lady said she thought she was seeing, but that is not open yet. It won't be open really until like registration opens. But Brittany can work on that to help us get those if that's a better option. Another option is Airbnb if people want to discuss that. So the most important part is food, because we can't go anywhere without food, in my opinion. So I just kind of broke it down by day. So you can just kind of look at this. I won't go through it all, but we don't know yet about the 25th and 26th for lunch. In the past, they have provided box lunches, which were delicious.
This is all great. I love that they broke it down, how much it's going to cost you, blah, blah, blah. Here's a fun fact. When you go on a legitimate trip with your company that is giving you education, you don't have to spend your time making Google Docs like this. And that's because the actual business, the company, covers it all. If you are going on a business trip and it requires you to be in a room learning about said business, that company typically pays for everything, including gas and food and flights and rooms. You don't have to worry about it. You just have to show up. Granted, if you want to stay days after or come early, then you're responsible for those charges. But when you're there for convention, for some kind of educational experience for work, it's covered by the company.
But they have not confirmed that that is what is going to be done this time. I will say breakfast at the Hampton Inn. Breakfast at the Hampton Inn is free and it's usually really good. Think like waffles, eggs, bacon, coffee, that kind of stuff, but actually tastes good. The 25th, we have our just classes, and those will be done, I think it's at around 2 or 4, I can't remember. But we were thinking like restaurant nearby, or on site at the convention center or hotels. And then on the 26th, that's when we have awards night, which I think ends around 8. So we were thinking more of like pizza, DoorDash. I shouldn't say we were thinking. This is what we've done in the past. Let me be clear. And then on the 27th, we're doing breakfast again at the hotel, hopefully. and then getting on the road after lunch. Seminar ends around noon.
They have a whole award ceremony and it's not even dinner. Usually when companies have award ceremonies, it's a whole banquet dinner type style. That's also something I've noticed since I've been out of the MLM world and not been going to these conventions. They don't provide them any food for the banquet. Nothing.
We must stop.
It's just you go and sit and watch all these people get awards and apparently sit on a throne that is lowered down from the ceiling.
On the 27th, and then we typically just leave straight from there. Some other things to remember: gas for driving, tipping, dress for awards night. You don't have to do that, but I like to have a new one. MK goodies, vendor ideas or vendor goodies, and then snacks. Who can't live without snacks? So when I calculated all of this for just me staying in the room, it was $11.28. If I split the room, it was $7.37. So that just kind of gives you an idea of the cost if you're driving from about the distance that we are. So to break that down even better, because that number does seem like a lot, break it down into faces. So if you're averaging $100 per face, that's only 8 faces or 2 parties of 4. Like, you can't beat that. That's really simple when you break it down like that. So I think if you look at it like that and not the whole cost of everything, it's going to make this seem so much easier to pay for. And just to have a little fun with it,
these prices that she's referencing are before tax. So you'd probably need more faces in order to actually pay off your trip. Regardless of if it's tax deductible or not, that's money you don't have yet. That's a tax refund that's coming the year later. So you still have to pay for these things, like your taxes.
Let me pull it up. So this is something that I made to help me out. It's My Faces Take You Places, like Seminar 2025. So each circle is representing one face, which is a total of $100 sold.
Imagine feeling like somebody cared about you enough to want to give you a facial and make you feel special, and you found out you were just a dot on her sheet that she needed to fill in. What the fuck? Not to mention, you're not supposed to be putting your hands on somebody else's face if you're not licensed or certified to do so. So if you're not a dermatologist, an esthetician, a cosmetologist, a makeup artist, the list goes on, then you probably should not be touching anybody's face in order to get to convention.
So you can see I just have to fill in 3 of those circles in order to have seminar registration paid for. So it's just a little something that I did just as a visualization for me. If you'd like a copy of this, I'm happy to send it over to you. I just made it on Canva. So yeah, I hope to see you guys at seminar and meet some new faces that we haven't met in person. It's so fun. I'm super excited to see what they do with Charlotte. And it is an unforgettable experience. I can't describe it. If you haven't been, make this the year. It's a great year to go. Yeah. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm happy to try to help and answer anything you'd like to know about seminar.
Wow, that was so good, wasn't it? She sent that to me and said, just use it if you want to. I said, yes, we will be using that. So let me just reiterate again, the hotel cost is the big question mark, you guys. It's totally dependent on how many you want in a room. We have had some people who say, I don't want any roommates. I will pay for my own room. It's 3 nights of hotel, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we come back on Sunday. If you have 2 in a room, obviously that lowers it. And some of you may choose to get 2 double or 2 queen beds and put 4 in a room. You know, or maybe some of you want to bring an arrow bed and sleep on the floor. It doesn't matter to me how many you want to put in the room. You can really save a lot of money that way, and it's 3 nights. And let's be honest, it's like a big slumber party. We're not going to get much sleep anyway, so why not?
It's not that you're not going to get much sleep because it's like a big slumber party, like she said. Most times at these conventions, they pack it full with events that you are expected to attend, and they are going and going and going from the time you open your eyes until the time you close them for 15 minutes. It's insanity. And also with your schedule being so full at these conventions and events, you are battling to find food quickly in between the different meetings that you have to go to. Sometimes the places that the conventions are held are not equipped to handle as many people as they have attend the events. So the waits are ridiculously long for food. So you end up eating while you're at the award ceremony, but not because they gave you dinner. It's because you were rushing around trying to be a human and fuel your body, and you didn't have enough time to sit down and actually eat your food. You had to run to the award ceremony so you could watch the queen give her speech.
All right, so let me go back over a couple of things that she talked about. First of all, it starts at 8 a.m. on Friday, the 25th. So the 24th is a travel day. That is a Thursday in July. Looking at my calendar here. So July 24th will be a travel day. Now, in the past, they have done what they call a Mary Kay National Area Party, and it has a theme. And this year they have done something different. They're doing a National Area Rally.
Fucking white people.
We couldn't name it any fucking thing else. We needed to call it a rally. Couldn't anything else. You chose a rally.
For those of you who are there early enough on Thursday the 24th, if you want to attend that, it'll be in the afternoon. You do not have to, however. You can also pick up your badge that day, your registration badge. The expo will be open. So depending on when you arrive on the 24th, if you want to do that, there will be time. But seminar itself starts at 8 a.m. on Friday morning, the 25th. And it's going to go all day Friday. Friday night, we will have our unit celebration. That's when we will celebrate our unit quart of sales. That's all the consultants who have over 10,000 in retail credit for the year. We always do something super fun. I've got something planned, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise yet. But it will be a smart casual night. You can wear, cute little pants or a sundress or whatever you want. And we will have dinner and we'll have our awards. And then we'll do our fun little surprise thing that we do. Okay. All right. Then on Saturday, we will have, as Lauren said, breakout classes in the morning by where you are on the career path. So Friday will be all general sessions. We'll all be together. And then Saturday, it'll be the breakout classes. And then we'll have a lunch break. And then it will be, used to be called awards night. And it started at 7 and it would go till midnight, you guys. So they generously said, let's start that in the afternoon. So awards afternoon, previously known as awards night, will start around 3 or 4. And then we'll finish around 8. And then we always have a pizza party. Last year, we went to a pizza restaurant. There were fewer of us. But many years, we've gotten into our jammies in the hotel. And we all just converge on one room. And we have our pizza party, and it's so much fun. So we'll figure that out based on where everyone is staying. In the past, that's been about $8 a person. I just order, pizzas, and people get sodas or water from the vending machines in the hotel.
And you finally get to eat. At the end of the whole shebang, you get a pizza party because you haven't had enough time to eat. I prioritize food, if you didn't catch on.
Don't trust us. We know.
And then on Sunday, that is also a travel day. Seminar ends at noon. So no matter whether you're flying back or if you're driving back, Sunday is the day we all go home. If you are flying, you want to make sure and book your flight for 2 o'clock or later, because the airport is not that far from downtown Charlotte, but you'll want to give yourself time from when seminar ends at noon to go back to the hotel, get your luggage, get to the airport. So flights 2 or later. If you're driving, you can leave whenever you want to. So really it's 2.5 days, all of Friday, all of Saturday, half of Sunday. So if you are taking time off, if you work a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job, you're going to want to take off Thursday and Friday if Thursday is your travel day, unless you are driving or flying after you get off work on Thursday. Some of you with your schedules, you may not have to take that as a day off at all. Let's talk about transportation. If you are flying in, you can Uber from the airport very easily to any of the hotels. It is not expensive. It's not a long drive from the airport to downtown Charlotte. The traffic is not going to be like Dallas. Dallas traffic is next world.
Maybe this could have been a text message.
This is just basic travel information that adults can usually figure out on their own. I feel like it's a waste of time to get people on an entire Zoom call to discuss traveling. They have access to the schedule of the seminar, so why do they need a mom figure to tell them when to book their hotel, how to get to and from the hotel? We can figure this out, people. Can we not?
Let's see. Okay. I know Lauren said that the price goes up after July 1st. I just want to reiterate that when registration opens on May 12th, it's very likely to sell out because it's not in Dallas. And so I don't know what the space is like this year. You may remember the company is doing 2 seminars together. So we're in the Ruby seminar. We're moving July 1 to the Diamond seminar. So Ruby and Diamond are together. They will each have their own awards night. Diamond Awards night is Friday. Ours is Saturday. And so that means there'll be twice as many people at seminar as there usually are. So even if this is a bigger location, because there are 2 seminar divisions together, you get me, there's going to be a lot more people there.
So even more lines to get your food, go to the bathroom, get on the elevator, get an Uber. Just think about that part. That part is a nightmare. It's not fun. When you're with people who think that they own the world because they are pretend girl boss business owners.
So please don't wait to register. And Lauren hit it on the head. If you commit and register on May 12th, then you will make it happen. If you're like, well, I'm not really sure, maybe I'll do it. You guys trust me. That's like registering for a marathon and not training. And I did that once. I did. I went running one day, twisted my ankle, didn't train, still ran the marathon. Bad idea. Don't advise it. So if you can, register on May 12th. But if you can't do it on the 12th, do it as close after that as you can. And there's just something that says, I'm bought in, I'm registered. Okay. The hotel blocks, when I know what those are, then it will be up to all of you to contact each other and pair up. I'll put in the Facebook group who all's coming, and you guys can figure out who wants to room together.
Thank you very much for your permission.
Lauren offered to look into an Airbnb, one big place that everybody could stay. So not right now, but separately, message me. Don't do it in the chat. Text me if that's something you're interested in. But otherwise, when you register, the next page will say, here are the hotels that Mary Kay has contracted. And you will be able to see what the prices are and compare the amenities. Do they have free breakfast or not? Those rates are always good, but something I started doing a couple years ago that's really worked for me is I go to hotels.com. I picked a couple of hotels near the convention center in Charlotte, and I booked them with that rate you can get called pay at property. So it didn't cost me a penny, and I can cancel for free. So I booked for myself 2 hotel rooms, one each at 2 different hotels. And my thought was, if the Mary Kay rate is cheaper, I'll just cancel these.
That's rude. I get it. But also you're holding that room. And if they book up because of Mary Kay consultants doing the same thing as you, it's kind of shitty. And that's when one bad apple ruins the rest. And we no longer have pay at property options.
This is why we can't have nice things.
If this rate is cheaper, then I just save some money. So you can do whatever you want, but the nice thing about doing that is it doesn't cost you anything now if you choose the pay at property option. It doesn't cost you a dime. And then just decide who you want to room with and how many you want in the room. So let's say Karina and Tammy were like, hey, we definitely want a room together, but we'd be open to having 4 in a room. Let me know that, and I can help match you up with more roommates. So you guys send all those requests through me, and I can help connect you with people that you could room with. Okay, attire. This is really simple. Mary Kay always asked us that on the day we travel in, that we look like business women. So you don't have to be in like, a suit and heels when you roll up in there. It's summer, but we do wear some kind of cute little sundress or something like that.
So you will find me in my onesie with a top knot, no makeup on, my glasses, and my SpongeBob slides with fuzzy socks when I'm traveling. Do not tell me I have to travel in a fucking sundress. Kick rocks in open-toed shoes on a freezing cold day.
So if you want to travel in comfy clothes, we can always stop at some place that has a restroom, outside of Charlotte, and you can throw on your little dress out.
You better be paying for my entire trip and my mortgage, my electric bill, my phone bill, my groceries, my car insurance, my car payment, my gas. You better be paying my bills if you think that you're going to tell me how I need to look when I'm walking into a hotel lobby. Most times, this Mary Kay business is not paying their bills.
When we walk in the lobby of those hotels, we want people to know we are representing Mary Kay. So that day, I usually just wear like cute little comfy sandals and a sundress. And then on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, it's Mary Kay attire. So if you're in your red jacket, that means you'll wear your red jacket. If you are in a director suit, that's what that means. For all the rest of you, just wear something that you could wear to an office. Again, it doesn't have to be a three-piece suit, you guys, but wear something you feel professional in. It tends to be, for people other than me, very cold in the convention center. I'm sure Renee is laughing because Renee is one of those friends of mine who's typically chilly when I'm sweating. So I would say that because the AC will be blasting, you might want to have a little cardigan.
Pull over! No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
Or something, even if you have a sundress on that you can pull out of your tote bag. Tote bag, very important. They're constantly giving us free product and handouts and things. So you're going to want to have a lightweight tote bag that you can sling over your shoulder. It's also great to throw snacks and a bottle of water or a refillable water bottle in. Very important. I'm all about having lots of water. Let's see, attire. I mentioned smart casual for the night our unit does our thing. And then Lauren talked about a dress. You guys, we've had years where we've had unit members go to the thrift store and find a dress. If you are not being celebrated on stage that night for National Court of Sales, National Court of Sharing, or as a director in a unit circle, if you are not on stage, then you don't have to wear a floor-length dress. And some people on stage don't even wear floor-length dresses. These days, we're seeing a lot more people in shorter dresses, but it is going to be dressier. So think about if you're going like to an evening wedding. It's like along those lines of formal. You're going to see it all. You're going to see people that look like they're going to the Miss America pageant to compete. And you're going to see people that look like maybe they're going to church on Sunday. There's going to be all manner of dress. And that's just that one afternoon for awards afternoon. And then, of course, for the drive or the flight home, if you are flying home, Mary Kay always asked us, Mary Kay the woman, that we do fly in a skirted outfit. If you are driving, then we will change into comfier clothes to drive home.
You're gonna then tell me that I have to wear a skirt to fly home?
Fuck all the way off.
They are so stuck in the days, the old days. And I know I get accused of being ageist for this, but I don't fucking care. I'm a woman, and it's time that we take our place and we speak up for ourselves. We don't need to be wearing skirts on a plane to look professional. We just have to know that we're doing our job the best we can. If anybody's staring at us because we're in a onesie and slides with glasses and a top knot on our head on the plane, they have bigger fish to fry. I haven't been speechless in a video for a long time, but we're back. Yep. Completely speechless. There's no words. Like, how are these people sitting here and they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Are you fucking kidding me? You're being told what to wear on a plane. Do you think that there are people telling men what to wear on a plane? What about the men that take part in Mary Kay? Because there are some. Are they told what to wear? This is not okay. Especially when you joined an MLM without any promise of a return on your investment. You weren't hired for a job. You weren't hired for a position. You're not punching the clock before you get on the plane. But okay. I think that was perfect timing to reach peak rage for Mary Kay right now. The rest of this Zoom call was her talking about products and product knowledge, which I think is important, and I don't have any constructive criticism to give there. There's no teaching moments there other than you should be learning about the product. You should have product knowledge when you're in a business and you're selling any kind of product. You should know something about the product. You should have confidence in the product somewhat if you're that involved in the sales of a product. But anyway, Mary Kay is still garbage in my opinion for many, many reasons. Many reasons, but primarily for the reason of this channel, it is because they are an MLM, an alleged pyramid scheme. Alleged. Don't fall for it. YouTube did the fun thing again where they unsubscribed a bunch of people. So if you have been unsubscribed or you're not sure if you've been unsubscribed, just check under this video. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to continue to receive notifications about my content and see me on your homepage. If not, I get it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Give it a like or dislike. Engagement is engagement. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.